All right, guys, we got to talk about Kevin Durant's future in Phoenix with the Phoenix Suns because, boy, they got mopped. They got not only mopped, they got destroyed in their first round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that's no knock on the Phoenix Suns as a team. They just, let's face it, they were just not good enough. The Minnesota Timberwolves were the better team, and it really showed the flaws and the holes of the Phoenix Suns roster. And that leads me to thinking, Kevin Durant, is he going to be in Phoenix in the future? Like, can he, if he's possibly on the move, the Sacramento Kings and Kevin Durant, what do you guys think about that? I think if Kevin Durant becomes available, despite him being 35 years old, despite his contract, if he becomes available, hear me out, that's a big if, the Sacramento Kings should be all over for the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. If you guys have been following me for a little while, you guys know when Kevin Durant privately asked to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets, I did not even push back, but I felt like Kevin Durant should have asked to be traded to the Sacramento Kings because we fit his play style. And I feel like Kevin Durant's play style will still benefit the Sacramento Kings a lot, guys. I mean, you're talking about filling him in at the three, and just imagine all those amount of wide open threes that he will get with Fox and Sabonis, and imagine him taking those wide open threes instead of Harrison Barnes. Imagine when the pace slows down in the playoffs and we're in the half court. Imagine throwing the ball to Kevin Durant on the block in the playoffs in a half court offense. I'm just saying, guys, I think Kevin Durant, this would be a legit pickup if the Sacramento Kings can pull this off and if he becomes available. Most likely, I think that there's a good chance he could become available because, let's face it, the Phoenix Suns are pretty much tied down with their current roster. They have no draft picks until 2030. The Kings will have plenty of draft picks to move. And I just feel like if you're the Kings and if you are Monty McNair and you've come out and said that you are in a win now situation or position, should I say, Kevin Durant becomes available, you get him, you're in a win now mode. Why not? Why not give it a shot? Now I get the fact Kevin Durant's he's a diva. He's too much of a head case. He's all drama. He hasn't done nothing since leaving the Golden State Warriors in his career. Let's face it, guys. Kevin Durant is still one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. He's a future Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about that. And can you imagine how his image will be repaired if he were to come here in Sacramento and possibly contend for a championship with Fox and Sabonis and Murray? I'm just saying, guys, I think Kevin Durant, I'm not all for the Kevin Durant hate. I've always admired and liked Kevin Durant's game. I feel like, with him coming out and it's been reported that he wasn't really happy with the Suns' offense and how most of the time he was standing in the corner and he had a career low in touches this season with the Phoenix Suns. That wouldn't be the case, man, in Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis would feed Kevin Durant the basketball. I mean, let's face it, he would thrive really well in the Sacramento Kings offense. And Mike Brown knows Kevin Durant really well. Mike Brown coached Kevin Durant in Golden State with the Warriors as assistant coach. So if anything, Mike Brown is very familiar with this game. And, I said this back then before 2 years ago when he was traded to the Brooklyn Nets, and I'll say this again. I felt like he made a mistake by going to Phoenix. He would have been better off coming here. Fit-wise, we are the perfect fit for his needs. He has a superstar point guard in De'Aaron Fox. He has a dominant big in Domantas Sabonis. And he has an up-and-coming wing in Keegan Murray as teammates. So it's a second crack. I mean, if he does become available, I think that there's a good chance where the Suns might look to move him because they're just financially tied down. They mortgaged their future for this so-called super team with him, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. I would be all for the Kevin Durant sweepstakes, man. Seriously. I mean, anytime you have a chance to get a Hall of Famer, a bona fide superstar, yes, he's older, but you can live with that. He wouldn't have to do so much in Sacramento. You know, it would be so easy for him. It would be like the Golden State Warriors offense, because the Kings and the Warriors offenses are so similar. And, you know, credit to Mike Brown, because Mike Brown has one of the best offenses since coming over from Sacramento, and since coming over from the Golden State, should I say. He's made Sacramento as one of the best offenses. And I feel like every time you have the opportunity to make that one now move and improve your roster and get better and possibly put yourself as a contender, you got to pull the trigger, Monty. You got to get it done. And maybe he doesn't become available. Maybe the Suns run it back with them. But I just feel like the roster's tied down. You know, Stephen A. Smith came out and said that there's a good chance they might be looking to move Kevin Durant this summer. And I feel like if he becomes available, I wouldn't hesitate. You do what you got to do to get it done. And you got a good chance of getting Kevin Durant this summer. Yes, all other teams will be probably lined up to get Kevin Durant or ask for Kevin Durant or try to acquire Kevin Durant. But I feel like fit-wise, every team looking at every team around the league, fit-wise, there's no better fit for Kevin Durant in here in Sacramento with the Sacramento Kings. Join us, KD. Together, let's set the world on fire. I will catch you guys in the next video.